G'day guys, so obviously today, we're talking about the GTA 3, we're talking about the Vice City, and obviously San Andreas. And when these three games came out on the PlayStation 2, well, the first one, GTA 3, came out 20 years ago. 20 years ago this week, pretty much. Wow, when those three games came out though, they were absolutely incredible. Obviously, they've done Take-Two. Rockstar have done a remake, remaster kind of thing right now, and people aren't really happy. So we're going to be talking about this situation from this website, right? Watch this 38-minute breakdown of the GTA 3 remaster mess. So there's a YouTuber called Digital Foundry, and he's released this video letting people know his point of view, his opinion on the GTA just number 3 alone. Forget about the other two, just GTA 3 alone. This video is basically letting people know of all the problems and glitches and stuff like that compared to the older games, right? So we're going to be talking about this today. If that sounds fun to you guys, we're on 2 different YouTube channels. Channel 2 where we make daily videos, channel 1 where we make videos around the world. Come join us. Let's do it right now. So before we get to that story, you may be thinking to yourself, well, how many GTAs are there? When you really think about it, right? Grand Theft Auto 3 was the third, but hang on. Grand Theft Auto Vice City was actually number 4, which obviously makes, San Andreas number 5. Technically, number 5 is San Andreas. No, this was not number 5. It was San Andreas. It's pretty weird how they've done that whole thing. It kind of reminds me of how the iPhone and Apple release iPhones. Sometimes they release them like the iPhone 10 one year, and then of course the 10s the next year kind of thing. It's interesting, right? But anyway, how many GTA games have there been so far? Well, currently, according to this, right, there are currently 16 games in the series, including 2 expansion packs for the original and 2 expansions for GTA 5 and a dedicated multiplayer title. Now, this is just a quick little website actually showing you what these things look like, okay? So obviously, number 1, I have not played number 1 on the PlayStation 1. I've not played it. Number 2, I've not played, but every other one I have played. So obviously, the main one right now we're going to be talking about is number 3, okay? But of course, there is technically number 4, Vice City, right? Then there's number 5, San Andreas. Then there's number 6, right? It's getting weird now, isn't it? And then of course there's number 7. So I'm thinking there's been 7 main games. This is number 5, the one that we're currently on now, obviously, right? But there were a lot of expansion packs, which of course they're actually classifying as different games as well. So here are the expansion packs. If you guys are interested in any of them, then quickly pause it, right? But there you go. Have you played all of them? Let me know in the comments down below, right? But this is one of the problems that this guy is talking about, and we will get to that in a second, right? But talking from the actual article right now, so starting from the start, Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, the definitive edition, has been getting some heat over performance issues and a variety of poorly received changes from the original games. But just how bad the trilogy performs is something that players are only learning right now as the post-launch days roll by, kind of thing, right? So to understand the collection's variety of problems, right, and to educate viewers on why they exist, the guy, like we said, the YouTuber, Digital Foundry, has published a 38-minute video breakdown of the GTA 3 just alone. If this video goes popular, which I'm sure it will, right, you may actually do another 2 video series, right? Interesting. So with each game available in so many different versions across a variety of platforms, Digital Foundry decided to tackle one at a time. So Monday's video covers Grand Theft Auto 3's debut on the PlayStation 2, comparing its initial graphic issues to other games of the era, while also highlighting what players have always loved about the GTA series, which of course is freedom, right? Being able to shoot absolutely anyone and get the cops while they're at it, okay? There we go. So the problems with the newer remaster of GTA 3 first start to make sense after the realization that it's actually a rebuilt version of a mobile port. From there, Digital Foundry takes players through a variety of changes to character models and art direction. Now, there's a fascinating section about a rain system in the Definitive Edition and how it hinders much of the gameplay compared to the original version. Now, we quickly showed you that before, right? This is it here. So both of these images are the Definitive Edition. None of them is the original. Both of these are the Definitive Edition. But this side here on the right, modders have removed the nasty white streaks that the rain does, right, with the Definitive Edition. That came with the Definitive Edition, I could be saying better, you know. And they've made the rain much more realistically not as visible, right? So that's really cool that modders can do that, but it makes you wonder why Rockstar would actually release the game that looks like that. Interesting. So while there are some graphical improvements, such as with shadows, Digital Foundry argues that GTA 3 has lost most of its sense of style in this remake. And once the analysis moves away from art and graphics into performance, things go from bad to worse, apparently. Shit, I haven't played it yet, so I'm going to be really keen to find some of these things when I start to play it, right? But in performance mode on Xbox Series X, the remaster runs at a measly, consistent 60 frames per second, but Digital Foundry says it ran into sections that dropped as low as 40 frames per second. Now, the game runs at a more consistent 30 frames per second in fidelity mode, but Digital Foundry saw frame pacing issues, right? So that's interesting, especially when it came out on the PlayStation 2, which we'll get to in a second, right? So performance mode is worse on the PlayStation 5. I mean, it came out on the PlayStation 2 and now it's worse on the PlayStation 5. I don't understand this, but let's continue reading. So yeah, performance mode is worse on the PlayStation 5 with more inconsistency than on Xbox Series X. Very strange. Why is it so? I don't know. So it's bad enough that Digital Foundry recommends that PlayStation 5 owners download the PlayStation 4 version of the GTA 3 remaster and play it instead because of its near flawless 60 frames per second on the PS5. So he's basically recommending if you've got a PS5, don't download the PS5 version, download the PS4 remaster of GTA 3 because it will run a lot better on the PlayStation 5. Why is this an issue in 2021? I mean, we're almost in 2022. Let's face it. Why is this an issue? This game is 20 years old and it's just been upgraded here and there, and it's got performance issues on the PS5. Why is it so? I have no idea, right? So as you might expect, the Nintendo Switch version of the remaster is something apparently truly to behold. Let's read about that, right? A little over halfway in the video dives into the game's performance in docked mode and handheld mode. In either mode, the resolution on the Nintendo Switch is seriously low, apparently. Now, just looking at the comparisons to the PlayStation and the Xbox, it's almost shocking how rough the Switch version looks and how poor the frame rate is, with frequent dips under 30 frames per second. I mean, especially, as we've said, for a 20-year-old game. I don't understand why this is, right? But anyway, by the way, if you're just interested in seeing a wide variety of, bizarre bugs, the end of Digital Foundry's video has you covered. So if you haven't seen the video yet, go check it out. But this is the end of the article. So to summarize this video, it's fairly easy to look at screenshots from Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, Definitive Edition, or just scroll through Twitter, I like that one better, right? And surmise that it's a mess. But as usual, Digital Foundry does an excellent job breaking down exactly why and how it's a mess. So look, like I said, if you've not seen this video yet, go check it out from this YouTuber. I'm hoping that he makes another video based on the other two. Okay, so that'll be good when he does that. I'm sure there'll be issues with all of them. Like I said, I haven't played them yet, but I am pretty keen to play them. I've got my old PlayStation 1 sitting up there. Can you see it? And I've got PlayStation 2 controller there and an Xbox original controller up there. So look, I'm a gamer and I've been gaming a lot of my life. Look, what do you think? What do you guys think about the situation? Let me know in the comments down below. We're on channel 2 and of course channel 1, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at Tallboy Gareth. I've been Tall. My name's Gareth. We're making videos every single day. on this channel in this space. Come join us. I love yous. No junk mail. Bye-bye.